You've heard some of our thoughts on each other's stories. Now let's welcome in the judge, Damian Muziani, and hear what he has to say. Hello, Judge. Happy Thursday to you.
Same to you, Peter. Same to you, Josh. How you guys doing today?
Doing all right, Damian. You know, took my best shots at this, so we'll see how I did.
Yeah, well, I mean, Pete Thompson has to explain to you what snail mail is. I don't know if that's off to a good start.
I knew what snail mail is.
That was the Nick.
He was explaining to the 21-year-old over here, not to the 32-year-old who actually knows what the post office is.
I know what the post office is.
Himself. We're going to walk down memory lane here. We'll see if we can keep the references to that old millennium nobody likes to talk about to a minimum. So what do we start? PT, we're starting with you today?
That's right.
So your first story is an ESPN viewer actually wrote a letter and sent it by snail mail, not by carrier pigeon, to complain about the etiquette of sportscaster host John Buccigross for introducing himself before his co-host Kenny Mayne. The viewer then signed the letter. You can't make out the signature, so you don't know who wrote it. And then he or she wrote to other hosts at ESPN, ripping them for their wardrobe. So I think this finally answers the question of what former ESPN reporter Britt McHenry has been up to since she was laid off by the mothership.
Yeah, there you go.
We finally figured this out. So the thing is, a paper letter is always more effective than email. We know that in 2017, mainly because it's so rare to receive a snail mail letter that we instinctively instill a layer of importance to it before even opening it. So I don't know if the letter has a return address or not, but I encourage the hosts to reply by mail criticizing the author for excessive use of capitalization and poor paragraph structure. And then also for not legibly signing the work without revealing a coherent name. It's spelled MCHENRY, by the way. McHenry.
That's great.
So, Josh, Mets broadcaster Keith Hernandez told a little girl who had braces a horror story about how his own braces as a boy ripped up his mouth when he was playing basketball. I've seen the video of this. The poor girl was so scared she had to be shaken when she fell asleep from the boredom of hearing Keith Hernandez's voice. I think a better story, and we're going to go back into that nether abyss of last millennium here, so hold on, would be to tell this little girl about that fist fight that Hernandez had with a possibly coked-up Darryl Strawberry on Mets team picture day back in 1989. I mean, that's the story you want to tell the girl. Really tell this chick, this tiny girl, about the team her parents drag her out to root for on a regular basis.
So are you telling me, Damian, that he should have told her to say no to drugs instead of telling her about the issues that come with braces?
Well, the say no to drugs is the bonus. I mean, you never want to leave that out of the conversation. But just so that she understands that drugs did play a part in the team that her parents are dragging her out to root for. Unless she happens to be a Met fan at heart, in which case I don't know if there's any help. There's no Narcan available if you're a Mets fan from birth.
Judge, when you do the Wayback stuff, I'll go like to give you some Wayback music. That's number one. And number two.
But that's from Wayne's World, and that's last millennium too. Nobody's going to even understand that.
You did. Okay, continue.
You know, I saved this joke for Gill, but when Strawberry punched out Hernandez, his head went back and to the left.
Oh, very
back
good.
And to the left.
I get
back
that.
And to the left.
JFK, but Seinfeld JFK.
All right, so, Peter, the Giants held a Game of Thrones promotion, and all my Game of Thrones jokes, I guess, are going to go out the window because you don't watch it. Josh, do you watch Game of Thrones?
Nope, never seen an episode.
What about Nick?
I do not. I stray away to better HBO shows or whatever it's on.
But don't sell the audience short. I mean, the listeners want to hear your Game of Thrones jokes.
I just didn't know what Nick's bedtime was. I didn't know if they let him up stay late enough to watch Game of Thrones. Just kidding.
I mean, it's only 9:00, so I would say it's not past Game of Thrones time, or it's not up to Game of Thrones time.
Guys, do yourselves a favor. Get on board. That show is awesome. It really is. Anyway, so manager Bruce Bochy of the Giants got to sit on the Iron Throne, which for you guys, it's the prop that's used in the show. It's made of swords. It's, whoever sits on the throne is the king. He said he's uncomfortable because kings who sit there get killed off. And I say, no, Bruce. It's your 37-59 record this season that gets you killed off. You're the last place team in the National League Westeros division. Another joke there. Forget it, guys. Going over your head.
Now you're doing a nice job.
GM Bobby Evans, the GM, has the worst team in the majors next to the Phillies. He slips on his TV. He sees his manager smiling like Joffrey Baratheon sitting on a TV prop. That is what gets you canned. All Bocce is missing is a fiddle to play like Nero on that thing while San Francisco is burning. By the way, we're going back a couple millenniums with that joke, guys. So, Josh, the Flyers announced that Nolan Patrick couldn't skate today because of an infection in his face.
Yes.
So then that makes you think, what on your face could cause you not to skate? I mean, I guess your eyes you need to see, your nose you need to breathe, but that's probably it. If you've got pimples, you can still skate. I mean, the image now is that he's got one of those baby creatures from the Alien movie clamped onto Patrick's face, and they can't get it off. That's the only infection, I think, that would keep him from skating. You know, I used to work for the Flyers, and maybe their PR person's auto spell check on Twitter flared up. Maybe they typed in the word foot, and it just came out his face. Because if it's because of a case of acne, I can't believe they would let the world know that the number 2 pick in the NHL draft won't come out to skate because he's ashamed he has a pizza face.
Now it's just an internet rumor. Let's not blame the Flyers for that one.
What are they going to do? They're going to have to take down all the mirrors now inside the Wells Fargo Center? I don't know. We live in a different time now. PT. Wait, is this your story? The Mike, yeah.
Oh, Judge, you don't even remember whose story's who. Yes, that's mine. Chris Long, Mike Vick.
Yeah, Mike Vick, Colin Kaepernick, haircut gate. You know, the thing is, Mike Vick made this comment. We've all gone past this now, where we understand that he even backtracked himself.
Dirty Mullet. Just go to Dirty Mullet.
Eagles defensive end, Chris Long, he tweeted his incredulence at focusing on hair over talent. Then a troll called him a brainwashed leftist social justice warrior clown. And then Long tweeted back that he won a Super Bowl right with a dirty mullet. So there. And he's right. Michael Jordan won 6 NBA championships while bald. Troy Polamalu had hair like one of Charlie's Angels. Richard Sherman won a Super Bowl with dreadlocks. And Terry Bradshaw became a TV personality with absolutely nothing between his ears. So Colin Kaepernick should have no problem whatsoever.
Love it.
Josh, ESPN, our mothership, decided to censor a video game outfit on a character named Cammy in a Street Fighter match aired live on ESPN2, and a player named Kazunoko had Cammy wearing, I guess, her standard outfit, her green thong.
Yep.
Now, Josh, you did say that they did not allow this to air, but that's not entirely true because Kazunoko did play with Cammy wearing the green thong in the first match.
Correct.
In between matches, in between the first and second match, he won the first match. Somebody from ESPN came over and told him to put clothes on her. So, I mean, she did get one match in with the green thong. Now, the article on Barroom Sports that you brought up, I mean, it's taking a, shall we say, tongue-in-cheek look at this incident. But, I mean, this is not a real woman's butt cheek. This is what we have to understand here, okay? Viewers did not see a real woman's butt cheek. ESPN2 airs gymnastics and women's beach volleyball with real, actual butt cheeks. And during the quote-unquote family viewing time. That really hasn't been a thing since 1985 anyway. Now, that said, I would rather watch the cosplay Cammy, this chick who really dresses up like Cammy and goes to the Comic-Con conventions, over the video game any day. But that's just me.
Damian, isn't there one girl who actually goes to like almost every Comic-Con, always dresses as Cammy? I forget her name, but like there's this one girl. That's all she does. She goes to Comic-Cons all across the country dressed as Cammy.
Yes, and I don't know her name, but we have the video, and we're going to be sharing that with our listeners on the YouTube posted version of Three from the Guys in about an hour or so. So if you want to see what this girl really looks like, you could definitely tune in. I don't think she can fight, though, but really, who cares, right? All right, we're at the end of 3 from the guys. Josh, PT, great stories all around. The winner today has got to be the face infection of Nolan Patrick that has stopped his hockey career. Josh, you've won 3 from the guys.
Yes!
We have a winner. Congratulations, you are one of life's winners. We'll be right back.
So, Josh